he tried to answer a lot of the questions that were there as far as his involvement. What about this year? Him wanting to win a championship. Let's start it off with how involved was he? That was one of the questions for Matt Ishbia to get it all started off.
Yeah, so let me say it like this. We have a collaborative group. I don't believe, and I know all the owners, I don't think there's an owner in the NBA that there's a trade that goes on that owner does not say go with it or don't go with it. I'm the same way. If you think I'm the one that sits there and says, hey, we got this guy, let me go through all the salary cap sheets and debate, like, that's the front office. That's Josh, that's James, that's Matt Tellum, and they come up with ideas. They call the teams, they bring the ideas, and they might say, let's do this, or say not, and then say, what do you think? And I'm in that conversation. Our coach is involved with that conversation too, but it's a collaborative effort. But I'm definitely not initiating draft, trade idea. Like, once again, I run a mortgage company most of the day, and I'm very active.
Hey, look, he's hired those guys to do their job.
He's done that. Yeah.
And I think you listen to him there that, hey, look, I'm going to go what's best. What you 4 or 5 guys or 20, whomever, have decided to, you figured out the salary cap. Does it work? Hey, James, does this guy fit the reference to our team? So he's involved, but he's not meticulously involved like a Jerry Jones, the Dallas Cowboys, or even maybe a Michael Bidwell for the Arizona Cardinals from that standpoint.
I think he's more involved than he's saying.
He leads on.
If you're spending that kind of money, you have your say in everything.
Involved.
It's not like he's hiring the ticket manager.
Well,
or the interns.
I think
he's got to be involved a lot.
But I think he's involved in not he's not looking at all the minutiae. He's letting those guys bring to the table why they feel this is the best move, why they feel should do that. I think that's what he's saying.
Well, but he listens to them, and then he chimes in with his thoughts, and then they make a decision. So I agree with Rock that, yes, he does. He has the mortgage company, and he is involved in that. But don't think for 1 second that he's not dialed in. It's
interesting, though. He breaks the silence.
Right.
Stephen A. Smith goes off on him, calling him the worst owner in all of the NBA. Going back to Sterling with the Clippers. I think he's a guy that has got an ego. He's a billionaire. I do think he should have came out sooner.
Oh, we all do.
We all do.
Yeah. And I think he needs to, he didn't even come out during the year.
Right.
No.
Right.
I mean, he was a very quiet owner. We never heard from him.
Yeah.
He's impulsive, though.
Yeah, he is.
He's
very
impulsive.
I think to your point, Rock, that might have been a shot across the bow at Matt Ishbia, and he went, I need to get in front of this whole thing.
He doesn't want to be a laughing stock.
No.
I think he is right now. It is sad to say that. I think his peers, I think the other cities, the NBA fan at Golden State or in Philly or in Dallas or whomever, and they see Stephen A. throw that out there, they're thinking that and they're going, what the hell's going on? Who's this Matt Ishbia guy?
Yes. Yeah.
He was a walk-on at Michigan State, this and that. He needs to make a big hire here. Big hire. I hope it's Coach Brown.
I defended him some yesterday on the show because of the effort that I felt that he put in attempting to
you can't fault him.
To have a good team.
Yeah.
But it just didn't work. It blew up in his face. And so now he has to take steps to correct.
We can still
that.
talk. Just relax. We'll get to the.
No, because
clips.
I got it, Rock. I got it.
You're so anxious.
Well, no. To Jimmy's question right there, that was that big question. What Jimmy said, it's kind of a segue, as we call it.
Oh, is that what that is?
Why did it? And this was
the driver,
right.
Manuch today. This is what happens when Manuch gets a little TV time last night.
I know.
And by the way, I'm going to blast him.
Okay.
I cannot believe what you said on TV last night. Go ahead.
And why did it go wrong this year? Here's Matt Ishbia.
We didn't play the way a lot of other teams are playing, and really what we believe in here, which is with a lot of, there's a lot of grit defensive. I mean, you can talk about defense, was 28th in the league or whatever it was. Like, that's just not what we're going to be about.
Obviously. I mean, I get it.
But it is what you were about. That's exactly
right.
What happened.
And I think when you look at why the mistakes, how come the mistakes, I don't know if they're going to really ever pull the curtain back completely.
No.
We know the Mike Bloomberg.
But do they need to, though?
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No, I think that you rip the Band-Aid off, you stitch it up, you don't keep putting a Band-Aid on it or from that type of thing, and just go ahead and move forward. Here's Matt Ishbia talking about that. They will win championships within time.
So, yes, there's always going to be ups and downs in any business. Of course, I would love to win a championship my first 2 years as an owner. I promise you that was but it didn't happen. But I promise you we will. We will win championships with an S at the end here in Phoenix, and I'm going to be here for it with you guys, and we'll have a more fun press conference then.
See, I like what he said there.
You love the bravado.
He has the bravado, but it goes back to what Rock stated, how much
About
he
4
is
minutes. 4 minutes.
involved. And that told me that he is truly involved and not just a guy
his
who's
neck is on the line.
Yeah, it is on the line. Yes, it is.
And again, that's going to be who the coach is and all those things that are going to surround it. Here he is talking about they will get the next coaching hire right.
We got to get the next hire right, and we will. The team and the roster that was constructed by James, Josh, the scouts, the front office is much better than a 36-win roster. So there's a lot of reasons why Coach Bud's not here. I'm not going to get to all those reasons, but definitely believe we should have won a lot more games and been a lot more competitive during those games as well. And so I wish him the best, but it was the wrong coach for our organization and for that team. And at the end of the day, you can blame me for it because I'm the owner at the end of the day.
Good.
Yes.
Very good.
I was good
I
with
am
that.
now a fan.
Yeah, I was great with that.
Love
3
when an
minutes,
owner says
3
that.
minutes.
Takes the onus on,
Yep.
takes the
Absolutely.
blame.
It's on him.
And those are the thing. The $64,000 question. You got James Jones' contract is up in June. Here is addressing the future of one James Jones and his CEO and president, Bartlestein.
There's going to be a lot of change. Here's what I'll say. Coach Bud, that change was made. Didn't need more evaluation. Everything's going to be evaluated, but it's going to start with me being accountable and setting an identity, and then making sure that the identity we set for Phoenix Suns is set from the ownership. The fans are going to love it and be proud of it. The front office is aligned. The coaches are aligned. The players are aligned. And there's going to be players that sometimes we don't take the most talented player because they don't align with what we believe in. And so those are the changes I'm going to be focused on right now. And then they'll all will fall into line. And we are going to be making changes, and there's going to be things that are going to be different. And like I said, we will be better. You will enjoy watching our team much better next year. And that's my job. My job is to I think there's a lot of things that I do as an owner. But one of the 4 things I talked about when I was just bought the team 2.5 years ago was winning, right? Like we talk about community. I think we're doing a heck of a job. We talk about fan experience. I think we do a lot of things that other people don't do.
All right. I agree with what he said there in the community and fan experience. Absolutely. They've done a terrific job. However, he did not answer the question. He did not answer the question.
Is he running for mayor or governor? Skirting around the issue. We will address it at the appropriate time.
Yeah.
You got a lame duck general manager right now.
Yeah.
His contract's up in June.
There's not much you can do until the NBA playoffs are on.
Well, I get it.
That
I
is
understand
true.
that.
That is true.
And he may, or he could have said, hey, let's just sit tight. We got a lot going on, whatever wants to address the playoffs or not. And then we'll take a good hard look at that. But in the meantime, you've got other players that are watching this or potential free agents going, well, what do I read into that message you just said about James Jones and Bartlestein? Are they or aren't they? Well, we don't know.
Yeah.
He's going to address it at the appropriate time.
Hey, Pavin Smith, he homered, he doubled, he drove in 2 runs. The D-backs won this morning as they swept the Miami Marlins 6-4 today. They have now won 7 of their 8, including 5 straight. Josh Naylor, who was a former Marlins first-round pick, he homered for his 3rd straight game. Pavin's 2nd straight game. He's one of the hottest left-handers in the game right now at the bat. We're going to talk to Bob Nightingale in a little bit, talk to him about that, as well as the rest of the National League. We also had a D-back team that stole 6 bases, including 3 by Corbin Carroll, who scored twice. He had 1 stolen base entering this game, so hopefully we'll see more of that. Eddie Rodriguez, he earned the win. He got his first win on the season. He went 5 1/3. He did allow 10 hits. I believe a lot of them were all singles. He had
Clear to toss.
3 runs earned. I should give him 3 runs. 1 of them earned. He struck out 9, and he had 0 walks. A.J. Puck came in for the scoreless 9th. He notched his 4th save of the season. The D-backs did, Miami, they stranded 15 runners today. 15. So they did a good job. They were battling all game. I think at least 2 runners on base almost every inning, which played into that. So you got to give them a lot of credit for not making some big-time mistakes, which the game could have went away. So they'll head to Chicago, and they'll play the Cubs. Next, we'll get into there's some sounds. You'll hear a couple of these home runs. You'll hear some other highlights from today. We also got Manuch fresh off his appearance on the Extra Point on Channel 3 last night. Made a big-time statement that I threw my beer at the TV. I could not believe
Bring it on.
what you said. I just
Bring it on.
Where the hell do you have the right to say what you said?
I can't wait.
have no idea.
I can't
We'll get
wait
into
for
that
this.
next. It's Rocket Manuch and Jimmy B from